This is a phone conversation with UCLA Medical, answering some questions that I have about why the addendums that were put into the medical records were not shared with the doctors that I had requested. And here's the conversation. Remember, this is UCLA Medical.
How many months? Not really. So
About 10 maybe.
how far are you going back?
We're going back to October 2014, but
That's a lot of charts.
there's only 7 or 8 charts though.
Well, that's a lot of charts, a lot of paperwork. It's still in processing though.
It's in processing.
Yes, it'll be done by the 5th of September.
Is Cheryl there by chance?
Yes, it'll be done by before the 5th of September.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Start from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time,
Okay.
Monday through Friday. We will return your call within 1 business day. In order to better direct your call, please choose from the following options. Para español, por favor, oprima el número 6.
Okay.
Please note our options have changed. If you are a physician or calling from another medical facility and your request is emergent or urgent and must be processed within 2 hours or less, and the patient is currently in the office, please press 1. For information on how... One moment, please.
Okay. Good. The dogs will get to it.
UCLA status.
Hello, is Cheryl there?
Cheryl?
Yes.
Do you have a last,
Excuse me?
do you have a last name?
I don't know her last name. My name is James Hawkins. My patient number is 474-3948. I had requested addendums to the medical records that have been approved to be sent out to doctors almost a month ago, and Cheryl was looking into the matter, and she had given me some information that for some reason a supervisor had stopped those addendums from being sent out, and I'm wanting to find out why.
Let me transfer you to customer service, sir.
Thank you. A half ago, and the doctors have not received any of the addendums or any of the medical records that were supposed to be sent out.
This is for Dr. Patel.
Dr. Patel and to Dr. Mallory.
Yeah, that one for Dr. Mallory, that one we don't have a request in the system yet. Only the one for Dr. Patel.
They were sent in at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, and the addendums were sent to Dr. Patel.
They were?
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. Let me see the dates.
Cheryl was telling me that when she looked through the paperwork, it appeared as if a supervisor had stopped the addendums from being sent out initially. Is that true?
Not from what I understand. It was sent though. It was sent out on August 25.
August 25 it was sent out?
Yeah.
But not to Dr. Mallory.
No, because there's not a request in here for Dr. Mallory, just Dr. Patel.
The request was sent in at the same time. Matter of fact, I've sent in 3 requests to have the doctors receive my medical records, inclusive of the addendums. How many addendums were sent out to Dr. Patel?
2.
2. Okay, and so are you telling me that you still are not in receipt of a request that authorizes you to send medical records to Dr. Mallory?
No, yeah, there's not one in the system yet. There wasn't one entered in the computer system.
I was told 2 days ago on Friday by a gentleman who said that the paperwork or something had just gotten in, but on September the 5th that they were preparing to send out the addendums and the medical records to everybody again, the doctors and the lawyers.
Well,
Do you see anything in the
what's the
system?
name of the lawyer?
Michael Goldsmith, Ben Fogel, and Bruce Fagel.
Here's Ben Fogel. Let me look at that one.
Was one sent to Ben Fogel?
And Ben Fogel's was sent out on
They've lied.
August 24th.
Nobody's received them. Not
Can
even- No one.
you looking at all the medical records right now?
Well, no, I'm looking at the request first.
What we
Okay.
had.
The one for Ben Fogel.
Uh-huh.
I spoke with you on August 24th, and patient said addendum should have been sent. So, let me see if it was. It doesn't show that it was sent yet.
Cheryl had told me that there was an indication on one of the paperwork that she was looking at that a supervisor had actually stopped it from being sent out.
Oh, okay, hold on. I hit another option and it did come out.
And so it was sent out or what?
It was sent out to Ben Fogel.
And on what day did it get sent out?
Hold on. It looks like August 19th.
It was sent out August 19th. And in that stack of paperwork, there's nothing that shows a request to send the same to Dr. Mallory?
No. It has, hold on, let me see what I have.
Thank you for your help.
It has a request that's going out to you. That's still in process. The one for Dr. Patel, that was received, and then Ben Fogel, and then Bruce Fagel, and then there's a medical resolution. Is that where Dr. Mallory's at?
Nope, that's another company that's involved.
Okay, so let me look at Bruce Fagel, because that was the other name you had said.
Okay. Did the one to Deborah Sharp at Medical Resolutions get sent out?
Yeah, hold on. Let me do Bruce Fagel here.
Okay. God, you're very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Bruce Fagel's was sent out, so including the addendums. Then let me look at that medical resolution. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, now this one was not sent out because according to the supervisor on the processing side, they said the request was not an authorization for records, so they closed the request.
Wait a minute. The request was not an authorization for records?
Right, not the one for,
Bruce Fagel,
no, medical resolution.
for Medical Resolutions. And how could that be? I mean, the paperwork's right there. It either was or it wasn't. Is it, in your opinion?
Yeah, let me look at it here. Hold on.
Okay.
I can open it up.
It's just-
See, well, that was May 26th, and it was received.
May 26th?
Yeah.
May 26th is when you guys received the request to send it to Medical Resolutions. Is that right?
Right, and let me see what's all included on here. Okay, so that's the addendum that you sent in. Here's one dated May 18th, but that's the other addendum.
And did that one get sent out?
Yeah, the addendums went out to Fagel and the other one, the other name.
Bruce. So the addendums were sent to Bruce Fagel and Ben Fogel?
Yeah,
All right, so the attorneys got them then.
yeah,
Ben Fogel, their addendum was sent out, and the addendum to Bruce Fagel was sent out,
right.
but not to Deborah Sharp,
No,
and not to Dr. Patel.
Dr. Patel's went out.
Dr. Patel's went out, but not Dr. Mallory's.
Yeah.
Do you see one there for Dr. Mallory?
Oh, no, there's not. I don't see one with her name on it, and that's why I asked if she was part of medical resolution.
It's a he, Dr. Edward Mallory. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Mallory. Is he part of medical resolution?
No.
Okay. So
He's in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
okay, so let's see the request that I have. Excuse me. There's a Dr. Patel,
Uh-huh.
Ben Fogel, and Bruce Fagel. Those three. Because it looks like the processors did not scan it. The addendum included. Now the one to medical resolutions, that was not considered an authorization, so they didn't even scan that in.
Why would it have been looked at or perceived to be not a request for the medical records to be sent out? Is there anything there in appearance that suggests to you that it's not that kind of an instrument?
No, because even when I try and look at it, it's not in here. Because it looks like the processors did not scan it in because they didn't consider it to be an authorization for release of record. So it was not even scanned in.
Should it have been, in your opinion?
Well, I don't see it. I'd have to see it.
It disappeared.
Yeah, well, it wasn't entered in. They didn't scan it in.
What would have happened to the paperwork that I faxed over, which would have been the legal instrument itself?
Well, the processors deal with that because I don't do any processing or any entering of the request unless it's on a walk-in basis.
Right.
Yeah, so,
But there's something there that shows that it was kind of there but not there. Is that right?
yeah, something was received on May 26th by medical resolutions, and it shows to be a continuing care request, but when I go to the authorization system to look at the authorization, it's not there. So they did receive something, but they didn't enter. They entered it, but they didn't scan the authorization.
What would cause that? Typically, what would that be an indication of?
The only thing I could think of were because on June 1st, it was noted on here by the processors that it was not an authorization for records, so they closed the request.
But and you don't have the legal instrument in front of you, so you can't tell one way or another.
Yes, sir.
So, but somebody received something, and that something would have been nothing more than almost a copy and paste of the information. The only thing different would have been the recipient of that request of mine.
Yeah, it may have been, yes, but I can't make that determination because I can't see it. I won't be able to see it because it's not been entered.
If I faxed it over there again, now has my copy of the addendum's been sent out to me yet?
No, yours is still in process. This is the last request that you have, and it's dated August. It was received August 22, and you should have it by September 5.
Okay, and on that same one, is Dr. Mallory's included in that? Another request for Dr. Mallory's to go out?
No, it's one request per receiver.
Okay, I've sent in at least made 3 or 4 different attempts to get Dr. Mallory a copy of the addendums. And for some reason, all of that paperwork and medical resolutions paperwork is disappearing.
Why don't you email me Dr. Mallory's request? And then let me print it out and see if I can...
Who would have the authority to not honor those requests? I mean, the requests are being faxed in at the same time that the other ones were faxed in, But they're being pulled out, and they're going, okay, we'll send this one out, but we'll not send this one out. On whose authority could that possibly be?
It would be the processor's request.
And how many processors are there at the facility on a daily basis? How many people have the title of processor?
Okay, can you hold on a minute, please?
Sure. Get $5 to send 2 pages of faxes? Oh, right. Okay. Is Rick's garage up?
Okay. Yeah, it would be up to the processors and their supervisors and their lead to determine whether the authorization was valid or not. And according to the one for medical resolutions, that was not valid. So they didn't even enter it.
What was not valid about it?
I don't know, because I can't see it.
Would that record be kept somewhere or housed somewhere or filed somewhere out separately, or would it hit the garbage can?
I think it would be discarded.
It would be discarded without even giving an indication to the sender that there was a problem and, that it wasn't filled out correctly or something?
Let me see if they did send a message out to that
Okay.
party. Because it is entered here May 26th. Yeah, they didn't even send a letter out.
They didn't even send a letter out to me. Is that normal? Normal that if they receive something and it's not filled out properly, is it normal for them to make contact with the sender and tell them, hey, listen, the paperwork wasn't filled out properly or something?
If it was considered an authorization for records and it wasn't valid at some point, then they would send a letter back saying, no, it's not valid because we're missing this info, we're missing that information. But from what I understand, from what I'm seeing here, that it was whatever was sent in for medical resolutions was not considered an authorization, and this is what it's saying, not an authorization for records. So they closed it for the lead. So the lead supervisor had this request closed.
And it's typical that they would discard it at that point.
I believe they would discard it.
But
There's no place to store it, otherwise they would scan it into the system and then discard it. At least we have an electronic copy. I don't even see an electronic copy for it.
Is that not normal activity then?
If it's not considered an authorization, yeah.
All right, so...
Because, like for example, we get requests for refills on prescriptions.
Right.
We just discard them because they need to be going directly to the doctors and not to medical records.
I've got you.
So it's kind of like in that sense. But the one for Dr. Mallory, that one's not even entered in here.
Is it customary that, can I list 2 doctors on one authorization for release?
Well,
I mean, I'm looking at my requests for authorization for release of a PHI, protected health information. It says I authorize UCLA Medical Records to send out records to Dr. Mahendra Patel, and in the same little square I also put, and to Dr. Edward Mallory.
oh, okay, then that's why. Because one request who is going to for authorization, so
I can only have one doctor there, is that it?
yeah, who is going to, yes.
Okay.
Right.
So that could be the problem then.
Yeah. So exactly how you did Dr. Patel's, do exactly the same thing for Dr. Mallory, but just change the name and address.
Well, it's interesting because Dr. Patel's is on the same thing that Dr. Mallory's on. So what they had to have done is they made a judgment call, and they said, well, he's got 2 doctors listed there. We're going to go ahead and send one of them out.
Okay, I'm looking at this one here. Dr. Mahendra Patel. Okay, there is a fax number. Let me see if I can find... You also put another box with the other doctor's name?
Yeah, Dr. Ed Mallory. And so it would seem to me that if they saw two doctors there, they would have not sent one to any of them because it was incorrectly filled out. You follow me?
I do.
But they went ahead and they made a commanding decision and said, well, we're going to send one to this doctor, but not the other one. And I'm wondering why they wouldn't just go ahead and send them to both doctors.
Okay, let me this other one. Now, this other request is for you.
You have the patience of a god. I want you to know that because I was kind of upset by this, but your calm demeanor and your willingness to help me.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I got a human being on the phone.
I've spoken with you before.
You're very, very nice, and you obviously know your job, and you're trying to help me, and I greatly appreciate that.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So, unfortunately, I'm not able to see this. Well, you said you put it in a square.
Yeah, I put it like I sliced that, it says name of person and facility. I drew a line, a diagonal line through it, and on one side is Dr. Ed Mallory, and on the other side was Dr. Mahendra Patel.
Because I am looking at it, and I don't see the line drawn, but I do see the one for Dr. Patel.
Okay.
I don't.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I don't. Yeah.
Ken, is there any way? Do you have a fax number that I could fax this to you right now?
I don't. But can you email it to me?
I'd have to scan it in. Yes, I could.
Yeah, scan and email it to me, and it's got to say, okay, you want UCLA Health, your name and date of birth in the top right corner.
Okay.
And then Dr. Mallory's information to receive.
Okay.
And then whatever records you want, and you said including addendums, you want to put that on there.
Right.
Initial the bottom right,
Okay.
first page, and then sign the second, and email it to me.
And we're good to go.
Yeah, I'll print it out.
Okay. And what was your first name again? I'm sorry.
It's okay. My name is Evangeline.
Evangeline. Okay. So, and when I email this to you, what's the email address that you would like me to use?
Okay, we're going to use my one here at work is EONEY
EONEY
at mednet
at mednet
.ucla.edu.
.edu.
Right.
All lowercase?
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. Give me about 2 hours and I'll have that over to you.
Okay, read it back to me again.
Okay. EONEY at mednet, MEDNET,
Right.
at UCLA.edu.
Right. .ucla.edu. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I thank you so much, Evangelina, very, very much.
You're welcome. I'll get it and I'll print it out, enter it, and get the processes moving on it.
Thank you so very much. My girlfriend says that you have the name of an angel.
Yay.
You absolutely
I
do.
appreciate it. Well, thank you then. You take care.
Thank you very much.
And follow up with me in about 3 days.
Okay, will do.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.